più tra i farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno d'intorno girano, delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto ad uncino d'amor. Delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto ad uncino d'amor.
Alright, so it's our first day. We are on the flight on our way to Italy and our Hermes escapades. This is
The Handbag Husband.
the Handbag Husband. Yay! So I think this video we just want to talk a little bit about what are our expectations for this trip, because we're going to start in Italy. We're going to go to Paris, we're going to go to France, we're going to go to London, and we're going to visit our Hermes stores kind of throughout that area and really see what we can get and what's available and if it's any different than shopping in the US. So before we get to it, obviously before we get to the rest of the video, if you like these videos, if you like the conversation, if you like the bag candy, if you find it interesting, helpful, all those kinds of things, don't forget to like and subscribe, because it really does help the channel to grow. And again, we are so thankful for that.
Thank you.
But also because you get notifications when our newest videos come out and when we get the newest footage from our newest bag escapade. So, all right, with that, let's get down to the video. Obviously, we are here in Napoli, and it's going to be our first trip in Italy to a boutique on this visit, and we're going to go to the Napoli Hermès boutique. And I want to talk a little bit about, I guess, what we expect before we get there, kind of what our hopes are. I know that we have been here, I think 2019, is that the last time we were here?
No, 2021, yeah.
2021, yeah. This time's crazy. But we were here last time, and it seemed pretty empty. It was kind of just post-pandemic, so they didn't really have any on the shelves, and they didn't really have any staff, and it felt almost sort of deserted. And I know in that meantime, we've kind of looked at some of the different reviews, and they say like the folks there are kind of cold, perhaps unfriendly, especially to tourists who, we're tourists for sure. What do you think? What are your expectations for this one?
Just go in and out and go eat some pizza and gelato.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be that long, but it'll be a cool store to start and to get the review and kind of work our way geographically up Italy. So, because we have Florence, we had Milan, but that one got canceled. So then we'll be going to Paris and London. So I think it's a good place to start and a good way for us to kind of get our feet wet on the continent. All right, so we just got done with our visit to the boutique at Hermes here in Napoli, and really, I was actually kind of impressed. I had it was a completely different experience than what I thought it was going to be, because we had seen before, like in the reviews and the comments, that the Napoli boutique was like kind of unfriendly or cold or uninviting to foreigners, and that wasn't the experience. I don't know. Did you think that way?
No, the lady was really nice.
Yeah, she was really nice.
It was not that busy because when they're fairly early in the morning, maybe was it like 30 minutes after they opened?
Basically about that, yeah. And I mean, obviously the store is not that big, so it's, it wasn't, the expectation wasn't to have huge amounts of stuff available.
Correct. Yeah.
But I was actually kind of surprised about what they did have available. And again, the most surprising thing was how like amicable they were to us. But with that, let's talk a little bit about what they had, some of their forbidden bags, what we got offered, and what we saw on display only for, not for us.
Yeah.
So the first of the bags that we saw that were, of course, just display only, but it really kind of caught my eye, and I liked it, obviously because it's super expensive too and just really pretty, was the Kelly To Go, but it was in matte alligator.
Kelly wallet.
Oh, the Kelly wallet. The Kelly Classic wallet, sometimes they call it, To Go?
Yeah.
Yeah. They had that available, but it was in the alligator in ivory white with gold hardware. It is really a spectacular thing like that. When you see those bags in person, like up close, they really do kind of set you back. I think, would I consider buying it? I don't know. Would you consider getting it at some point if they offered it to us?
I don't know. I don't think I'm into the Kelly wallet, the To Go wallet, because I think it's too small and it's probably the compartment probably too narrow when you open them.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I don't think it's that practical. It's probably going to be a no.
So the next bag that we saw, that obviously is going to stick out. It's always going to stick out. It's one of the bags that everyone always wants to get anyways. So when they're there, it's 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 real obvious. It was a Birkin 30 in Togo leather. It was white as well. I think there's something weird. Maybe that's the season or something like that. But there's something weird with going the white and the gold.
Before the holiday, yeah.
Yeah, or maybe it's like a South Italian feel or something.
Yeah.
But this one too was white with gold hardware. It was in Togo leather, obviously 30, display only, so we didn't really get a chance to look at it. We didn't get any price on it.
I think that's the only Birkin that's in the store.
That was the only one that we saw in the store.
Yeah, that's on display, yeah.
And I mean, they told us too, pretty straight up, like they never get Kellys or Birkins unless someone's like putting in an order for it. So I would imagine that their displays would have that. They had some other things like a Handbag. They had Picotin. They had 2424, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that one?
Yeah.
Which you'll see it up here in the footage, but it's not as exciting as seeing the Birkins. What do you think about the Birkin?
It's too white.
Yeah, it's super white. I'd be so cautious.
It's not
about it.
like, to me, it's not practical.
Yeah.
I probably would not get that in color. Yeah.
If we got it, it would just be a display bag at our house.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right, so the last of the display bags we're going to talk about, before we get to what they actually offered us, because they did offer us kind of a unique bag that I thought was interesting. But this one, the last one you see here, again in white and gold, is the Kelly Dance, if you're from the UK and you speak English that way. And I think this one's really interesting because when you see it at first, you're like, oh, it's a Kelly. Okay, I get that. I thought it was a Kelly Depeche, but when you see that there's a little bit more like thickness to it and it has a full length strap to it, then you're like, oh, what is that? But luckily you pointed out to me, oh, this must be the Dance, which I had never really thought about. Mm-hmm. Is it a bag you would consider getting if it was offered?
I don't know. I have seen people wear it's almost like a backpack in the back. So it's very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know about this one. I remember the first time we went to Hermes Napoli, like a couple years ago. I actually asked for it, hey, do you have the Dance? And then they're like, no, we don't have it. And yeah.
The last time they had what did they offer us that time? It was like the...
Yes, I know. It was the Mini Kelly.
Yeah.
So they offer us this was a couple years ago. It was Mini Kelly in blue, but it's in platinum hardware. Palladium hardware.
Man.
And I said no to it. So
we didn't know. We were young. We were not. There was no Handbag Husband as of yet. So so we didn't really know exactly at that time, but now we would know better for sure. So that's the last of the display bags that we saw. Display only.
I guess in the very front they have the Lindy.
Oh yeah.
In the very front.
In the frontage.
Yeah. Display. I don't know what's it called.
The display case. I'll put footage up there of that one as well. But those are the three that really caught our eye. Let's talk a little bit about the bag that we actually got offered. So much to our surprise, we actually did get offered a bag. It is definitely a non-quota bag. I don't know if you even count this as a non-quota bag.
Correct.
I mean, it doesn't have a quota on it, but like...
It's a bag.
It's a bag, but is it like non-quota? I don't know. I'll let you all decide. But it is the Silk City, and it was unique because it was in all leather. So I've seen this one in silk. You see that a lot in silk. I think at the LAX airport, last time we were there, they had shown us that one. But in the leather, it looks totally different. It has a completely different feel to it. So it's in Clemens leather. It is in a beautiful chocolate color, size 33. And I think the price that they were saying, I don't remember exactly what it was. But
because we were not going to buy it.
Yeah, it kind of caught by surprise. But it's at 3,000 and some odd euros, maybe 3,400 euros for it. The things I like most about it is, first of all, where the strap connects to the grommet for the bag. It has like a little flower, like they flared out the leather piece to it. I think that's a nice touch to it that you don't get with the actual silk bag because they use like silk handles or something like that. Or maybe it is leather handles. Either way, I like the little flowering at the bottom of it. The leather is very nice, and it has a completely different feel to it than the silk one. So, I don't know, what did you think about it?
A little bit too hobo for my liking.
Yeah, I mean, of course, we tend to like the structured ones, the structured bags a lot more than just kind of the airy-fairy, floaty, non-structured ones. But there's a time and a place for it.
I'm using the canvas bag traveling.
But yeah, I think that obviously we decided not to buy it because we're going to save those dollars for some of our future boutiques in Florence, as well as when we get to Paris and also London, because I feel like they're going to have a lot more opportunity if we can luckily get the lottery for Paris. So that one was a pass, but it was really interesting to see, and it goes to show that they do offer non-quota bags, right? They do offer them to foreigners, to non-locals like us.
So I asked her about, what's the rule here about bag? What's a quota bag? So she basically say Birkin, Kelly, Constant.
Yeah.
Those three are quota bags, and if you're a tourist, basically you can just put your wish list in.
Yeah.
But
it only lasts as long as you stay.
Correct. And for the local wish list lasts 1 year. I would assume when she did that, meaning that, say, for example, if you put your spec in, and if that cannot be fulfilled within 1 year, meaning that there's no bag that comes in your spec, it's expired, and you need to go in and then put another request again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and I mean, it really emphasizes, and we'll talk about this more in some of the other videos, the very solid difference, the tiered system between locals and non-locals in Italy, because they really make a big distinction, and that kind of can open up an entire world to what you're eligible for if you can become considered a local, even if you don't technically live there.
Yeah.
But that's for another video we'll talk about as well. So.
Because we do another video about if you can you get non-quimby and quimby in Italy?
The QBs and non-QBs. Bags. So we're going to do that video here in a little bit too. So, but stay tuned for that. And I also think is that I don't think that they get a lot of like high-end bags in. So they get a lot of cool small stuff, which I think is really cool that we saw. But they don't get like the big kind of
because
the
Napoli, as it is not a destination city.
Yeah, it's more of a pass-through city.
Yeah, because people you can go to like Sorrento, Capri, you know. So yeah.
Unless you love pizza.
Exactly. So we're not going anywhere. We just need to eat pizza.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, if it wasn't for pizza, I can't say that we'd probably even be here. So that's just kind of the gist of our visit to the Hermes Napoli. I think to tie it all together, one is that they were way friendlier than we thought they were going to be. Maybe we just got lucky and got
We didn't dress nicely. I have my sneakers and jeans and.
Yeah, and just, we weren't dressed nice, we were dressed like touristy, right? So obviously they could tell us from a mile away, but they were very friendly, they were very open and honest about how the process worked, and maybe it's just the way that they interact with folks down here. All right, so that was our trip to the boutique in Napoli. I think it was a great experience. I'd return if we were here, just check in, say hello, and see what kind of small, like interesting items that they have. But if you are big bag hunting, probably not going to be the best boutique for you.
Yeah. Stay tuned for Florence.
Stay tuned. All right, so as you can see, we are on our way out of Napoli, all full of pizza. I think we had 10 pizzas in total, and gelato, and these shirts are not fitting as well as when we got here. But we're on our way to Florence, to one of our favorite Hermes boutiques that we go to whenever we are in the country. Usually we go to Rome, but this time it's not going to work out, so we're not going to get a chance to go there. But so I think Florence is going to be the one that we have the biggest opportunity to spend and buy things that we oftentimes get very lucky there and have a relationship with those folks. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. There's nothing that says it's going to be guaranteed. And I'm still going to keep our fingers crossed for the big leagues when we get to Paris. If we can get a lotto, if we can win that lotto and get a leather appointment there, then all bets are off. But yeah, so we're just kind of in transit, and we're going to get down to the store there and do a review of Florence, and hopefully it turns out well for us there too. All the hopefuls. So hopeful. So much hopeful. All right, so it's getting a little bit late, but we did just get a chance to finish our visit to the Florence boutique, and I will tell you, I always love the Florence boutique. We've always had a positive experience.
This time is way busier.
Yeah, it's way busier. I think that if it was the middle of summer, it felt like the middle of summer, but it's actually not. We're kind of here in the wintertime when it's usually slow. So I think that the Florence boutique overall is nice. It's not too big, but it's also not too small. And you'll see by all the forbidden bags that we put up there, they actually have some juice, right? They got some sway to be able to pull some of those bags that you would never get in Napoli, some of the CBKs or anything like that. Even some of the rare exotics are there. And we actually even saw someone get a, was it Kelly 28?
A Birkin 25
Birkin.
lizard.
Yes, the lizard is beautiful, but we live in California and we can't have lizard people, so that's a bummer too.
Have lizard people.
Yeah, we can have lizard people, but But we also saw other people just getting normal Kellys, and of course they had some great bags on display. I feel like the nice thing about Florence is that they are well staffed. The downside obviously is that the line was super long. We had to wait maybe like 20, 30 minutes just to get in. So it is super popular. It is definitely more competitive than Napoli, and you just kind of feel that in the air. We saw some pretty amazing things. We got offered some great things as well. So I think overall...
Go watch the unboxing.
Yes, go watch the unboxing. We'll put a link up here for it. But overall, I think the Florence is the Goldilocks store for us here in Italy. It's just right. Because in comparison to like Rome, which is so busy and just so overrun with tourists and so competitive, or even like Milan, you know, of course it's a flagship store, I get it, but it's just not our vibe. And I think that you didn't really like Venice, or you liked Venice a little bit, right? You liked Venice?
I guess I like Venice because it's in Venice. Does it make sense?
Okay, well, yeah, fine. Everything in Venice just seems a little prettier.
Yeah, but that one was, the essay was pretty cool to us, so.
Yeah, I think it's another one similar to Rome, where it's just like so many tourists that they're just burnt out, basically.
At least Rome store is bigger.
Yeah, they have multiple stores, like it's like in different buildings. So I think that Florence overall was it's a great store. It's a beautiful store. The essay was absolutely amazing. She was so friendly and amicable and really open to everything. And of course, I'm not just saying that because we got some of the hard to get items that we actually got. But in the past, we've had those experiences as well. So overall, coming back, I think that we will definitely make Florence a boutique that we make a point to stop at whenever we are in the country here in Italy. But
I think Italy on its own, I think if you obviously not quota bag or bag in general, but you're looking for like knickknacks, I think it's way easier to find compared to the US. Also, like say for example, like, you know, like we got the Milo charm, the Milo Buddy charm. Yes, that one I'm so excited about it. Like couldn't find it in the US stores. And they're just like, oh yeah, we had this one, last one. I was like, okay.
Also really unique to the Florence store is one thing that happened is that we got to see all their forbidden bags, and then they were in the middle of changing the bags. So we got to see another set of bags come out, like the newest, most up-to-date like season, and it looks like they also went all like lots of white on white, white on gold bags, and then also strangely enough like orange, like the Hermes orange bags, which I don't know, I think is very interesting to look at. I wouldn't have thought of those bags being that color, but they feel very festive and holiday.
This is the OG Hermes color bag. So,
I'm not gonna call it road cone orange, but you know,
candy corn.
Candy corn
orange. I don't know if other country has it, but US we do have candy corn.
So yeah, if you're in Italy and if you are in northern Italy, I would definitely recommend checking out the Florence boutique. And again, super nice, super friendly, and it's absolutely beautiful. So overall, looking at Italian Hermes boutiques overall, I think that there is a lot of opportunity if you can overcome that local versus non-local kind of bar. Once you get into that pseudo-local kind of range, or even if you can become local, or even if you just get lucky, I think there's just a lot of opportunity to get specifically non-quota bags, but even rarely quota bags, and also some of those kind of hard to get items. So if you are thinking about where to go in Europe to get to go to Hermes, I mean, obviously go to Paris, but Italy definitely would be something on our list, and usually is on our list.
So we'll see if we will get anything in Paris or London.
Yeah, we'll have to wait to see what we get in Paris or in London, if anything. Fingers crossed.
I've been good so far.
Yeah, Italy has been great. Now, just keep in mind, we are not experts, but we do have some experience, and that's why we're putting these videos out there. And if you like these videos, if you like the bag candy, the bag footage, and we're gonna have so much more bag footage for you here in the not so distant future, especially as we get to the other flagship stores. But if you like all this stuff, you like the conversation, you like just kind of what we're doing here, the general milieu, please don't forget to like and subscribe, because it really does help the channel to grow, and we are so thankful for that.
Thank you.
But also because you'll get notified when our newest videos come out. So that's it for today. Obviously, it's getting late. We're gonna go eat some pasta from Florence, and that's it. Ciao.